Summary in Tafsir of the Holy Quran, page 30 of the Quran. And kill them where you educated them and take them out from where they took you out, and sedition is more severe than killing, and do not fight them at the grand mosque until they fight you in it. If they kill you, kill them as well as the punishment of the infidels. 191. If they finish, God is forgiving and merciful. 192. And fight them so that they are not sedition and the religion is for God. If they end, there is no aggression except against the oppressors. 193. The holy month of the month. Haram and haramat are retribution for those who assaulted you, so attack him as he assaulted you. Fear Allah and know that Allah is with the pious. 194. And spend for the sake of Allah and do not throw your hands to perish, and do well that Allah loves the benefactors. 195. And complete the Hajj and Umrah to Allah if you are confined to what is easy from the guidance, and do not shave your heads until the gift reaches its place, who is if you are sick or have been hurt by the head of a ransom from fasting, charity or asceticism. If you believe in those who enjoyed Umrah to the Hajj, what is easier than the guidance of those who did not find fasting for 3 days in the Hajj, and 7. If you return those 10 full, that for those whose families were not present in the holy mosque, and fear Allah and know that Allah is severely punished. 196. One 91. Kill them where you have met them, and drive them out of the place from which they drove you out, which is Mecca, and the strife that occurs by repelling the believer from his religion and returning to infidelity is greater than killing. Do not start them fighting at the Grand Mosque in order to glorify it until they start fighting in it. If they start fighting in the Grand Mosque, kill them, and such a penalty, killing them if they attack in the Grand Mosque, is the punishment of the infidels. 192. If they end your fight and their infidelity, then you will end them. God forgives those who repent and does not take them for their past sins, merciful to them and does not hasten them with punishment. 193. They fought the infidels so that there would be no polytheism or repel people from the way of God or infidelity, and the apparent religion would be the religion of God. 194. The holy month in which Allah enabled you to enter the haram and perform Umrah in the year 7, is a substitute for the holy month in which the polytheists repelled you from the haram for 6 years, and the harams such as the sanctity of the haram country, the holy month, and the haram in which retribution is carried out from the aggressors. Whoever assaulted you in it, treat him as he did, and do not exceed the limit of similarity. God does not love those who exceed his limits, and fear God in exceeding what he has authorized you to do, and know that God is with those who are pious to him with success and support. One 95. Spend money in obedience to God from jihad and others, and do not throw yourselves into perdition, by abandoning jihad and giving for it, or by throwing yourselves into what is the cause of your destruction, and do well in your worship, dealings, and morals. 196. They performed Hajj and Umrah Taman, seeking the face of Allah the Almighty, and if you are prevented from completing them with illness or aggression, you must slaughter whatever guidance is available from camels, cows, or sheep to decompose from your harem. Do not shave or shorten your heads until the Hadi reaches the place where his slaughter resolves. If he is forbidden from the haram, let him be slaughtered where he is forbidden, and if he is not forbidden from the haram, let him be slaughtered in the haram on the day of the suicide and the subsequent days of the Easter. Whoever of you is sick, or has been harmed by the hair of his head, such as lice and so on, and shaves his head because of this, there is nothing wrong with him, and he must redeem for this either by fasting for 3 days, or by feeding 6 poor people of the haram, or by slaughtering a shawl distributed to the poor of the haram. If you are not afraid, who of you enjoyed performing Umrah in the months of Hajj, and enjoyed what was forbidden to him from the prohibitions of Ihram until he was deprived of the Hajj from his year, let him slaughter whatever shawl is available to him, or share 7 in the slaughter of a camel, or a cow. If he is not able to give a gift, he must fast 3 days of the rituals instead, and he must fast 7 days after returning to his family, so that the total of days is 10 complete. That enjoyment with the obligation of guidance or fasting for the incapable of guidance is for non-people of the haram and those who reside close to the haram. Because they do not need to enjoy understanding their presence in the haram is enough for them to enjoy Umrah to the Hajj, and fear Allah by following what is legitimate, and magnifying know that God severely punishes those who disobey his command. One of the benefits of the verses, the purpose of jihad is to make the judgment of Allah the Almighty and to remove what prevents people from hearing the truth and entering into it. Leaving jihad and renouncing it is one of the reasons for the destruction of the nation, because it leads to its weakness and the greed of the enemy in it. Hajj and Umrah must be completed for those who have embarked on them, and it is permissible to dissolve from them by slaughtering a gift for those who have been prevented from the haram. 1/30.